Okay. In last class, we have been discussing about the deployment using the Visual Studio Code as a deployment tool. And we have observed that we need to go ahead and retrieve the org information. And then we have to download it. And once we download is done, then we have to log into the production org and upload the component list. Also, we have seen the workbench tool, how to use the retrieve deploy using the workbench tool. And also we have seen how to use the SQL queries in the workbench, right? So today we are going to talk about packages. We are going to talk about packages. There are two different type of packages. First of all, package is nothing but, what is a package? So package is nothing but it is a bundle of collection. It is a bundle of collection or bundle collection of all the required components for an application to work is called as a package. Package is nothing but it's a collection of component or it's a bundle that contains a different component list for that particular application, for an application to work on. If we go ahead and build this, then we call it as a package. Package contains everything, all the components, LWC, fields, and Apex classes, Lightning Aura, Lightning Flows, Process Builder, Workflow, Signal Template, Email Alert, everything, validation rules, formula field, everything comes into the packages, right? So, or you can say bundle of element and component that are required, like what are the required components are there for that application to work on smoothly, then we include all those components into one bucket is called as a package. So there are two types of packages out there. Two types of packages. One is managed package and second one is unmanaged package. Second one is unmanaged package. So what is managed and what is unmanaged package? That can come in the interview. What is a managed package? And what is unmanaged package? So managed package is nothing but packages that does not contain source code and cannot be developed further. So managed package is, it does not have a, so you cannot see the source code. When you install the package, you will not see any source code and you cannot extend the component or you cannot develop that further, which is called as a managed package. Coming to unmanaged package is nothing but package that contains source code and that can be further developed is called as a unmanaged package. That means in simple word, in normal day-to-day, how can I say, is managed packages, it's a closed box. You cannot open it and you cannot see what is there in that box. Okay, so once the box is built and once it is locked, then you cannot open the managed package. You cannot open and see what are the components are there inside that and what is the source code is there. You cannot see. Unmanaged package is nothing but you can open the box and see what are the things are there. Like you will be having a key with you. So you can use that source code or you can use those classes and implement further, which is called as an unmanaged package. So basically in the managed package, you cannot see any source code, right? So for example, when you install Microsoft Office, right, as soon as you install, you cannot see any source code. Whatever you have installed the Outlook, you just have to use it, right? And if there are any features that are provided by the application, only those features you can use it. Right? So wherever you install it, wherever you do not see the source code, wherever you do not see the code, which is called as a managed package. So let's go ahead and see with the example how to create a managed package or unmanaged package. So first of all, what are we going to do is, let me open the page. Now this is my source org. And this is my target org. Okay, target org. So what I'll do is I'll implement a object and as well as that object inside the application. So basically here I'll implement a new application which is called as a, let's say, hospital. This is a hospital application. Okay, so inside this hospital application, I'll create a one object. Let's say a room. I'll say just a room. Okay, so this is the object. Now this app is there in the Salesforce org. Now using the unmanaged package, I'll create a okay. So I'll create an unmanaged package. So what will happen is inside this source org, once I create the hospital app, I'll have some option in the source org where I can create a package. There is one option to create a package. So using this package helper, what I'll do is I'll create an unmanaged package. So once this package is created, what it will do, it will create a one URL gets generated. Using the package, I'll create an unmanaged URL, and this unmanaged URL, there is a URL get generated. Once a URL is generated, you can give that URL to anybody. Now, for example, I have another target org, so I wanted to install this app. So whatever this app is there, I wanted to install same thing as it is exist in the source org. So how can I do that? Using this URL, I can give it this URL, I can give it to the target org. So once I give it to the target org, it will ask whether do you wanted to install it for admin or users or any specific users. Based on that option, we can install it. So once the installation is done, exact same structure is going to build in the target org. Now I can give it to the multiple target orgs. If I have a 4, 5, 6, how many ever the orgs are there, I can give the same URL to the multiple target orgs. It doesn't matter. Okay, so let's say one example. You got a project where you have to install or where you have to start working from the scratch, right? So company identified that whatever from the scratch that we are going to implement it required for another 2-3 projects. 2-3 project also has the same object structure. What are the object structure is there? So it's, if I take a hospital app, room and visit, inpatient, outpatient, doctor names, these all things are common for any hospital. Right, so what company has identified is, let's implement this object structure into the different org. Because I have a 4 or 5 projects which are related to hospital project. And every project has to start from the scratch. So instead of me spending a lot of time on the implementing the object field, validation formula field, process builder, whatever it is there. So what I'll do is that common, I'll build that object based structure into one org, right? This is the org that I'll implement it. So once it is tested and functionality is basic functionality is whatever it is working fine. So once the testing passes, that is everything is working fine, the basic functionality is working fine. Then what they will do is they will create a package here. They will create a unmanaged package. So once the unmanaged package is created, I can give this URL to different org. So what are the new projects are there? Which are the projects are required this base structure? I can give this to them. So they can install it, and once they install it, object structure is going to create it automatically. Then they can start working on the stories, building the business logic on top of it. Right, so that is the scenario in the real-time scenarios. Okay, so manage package will, like if you are sure that we do not want any developer to open the source code, do not want to modify anything, then we have to go with the manage package. But if it is an internal project, okay, and in the company, we need something for the base, we have to build up some base. So in that case, go with the unmanaged package, because on top of your structure, they are going to implement the business logic. Here, so this is what I'm going to do it right now. So let's go ahead and create an object. So I'm into the Samskar ID 7. Let's say information, room information. Okay, so I can take this as a auto number. So the format will be, I can give anything here. So every time whenever you are creating a object, data type has to be like based on the requirement, you have to select the data type. If you do not want, like whenever you create a record, if you want auto capture the number, like how many records got created, So if you wanted to capture the number wise, go with the auto number. But if you have a requirement, let's say that they wanted to go with the text format, like every record has to have some text information, kind of a name. So in that case, we can go with the text. For now, we'll go with the auto number. So whenever I create it, it will create the record number automatically. So let's take it as a 5 zeros, and I'll start with 00 100. So my starting number will be 100. Allow reports, allow activities, track the field, allow in chatter group, allow for search, notes, tab. Let's click on a save. So it will ask me to select the style for the tab. So I'll select any one. Next. You all know this. Next. That's all saved. So my object got created. Fine. So let's go ahead and create a field. Let's say it's a text field. I'll create a guest name. Length is 50. Next, give the access to all the profiles. Click on save. Now on this guest name, I'll implement a validation rule. The validation rule is if number of characters are less than 3, then I wanted to show an evaluation. So on the guest name, I'm going to create a validation rule. So validation rule is basically if the number of characters are less than 3, then I wanted to show a validation message saying that guest name cannot be less than 3. So let's say this rule name is name 3 character. And what is my condition here? If my guest name is less than 3. So first of all, I have to get the length here. I need to identify the length. And inside this expected is text. So insert field, room information. Guest name. It came as a guest name. Just a second, let me change that. Instead of guest name, I'll change this. So what I'll do is I'll put the visitor's name. Perfect. So copy this. Okay. Change this visitor's name. Save. Okay, save. Okay, so my API name is also changed. So I'll use this in the here. Length of visitor's name is less than 3. Then let's check the syntax. No error. And what I wanted to, I'll say that visitor's name cannot be less than 3. Cannot be less than 3. And I wanted to show a message on the field. Which field? Visitor's name. Okay, let's click on a save. So our object and validation rule is done. Back to the room information object. So my object creation is done. Now let's go ahead and create an application. Which part is done right now? This part is done, right? I had created the room. room information I had created. Now, next one is I have to create an application. So in order to create an application, let's go ahead and click on Home, App Manager. New Lightning app. So I'll give the app name as Hospital. Let's say Hospital, that's it. Called Hospital app. So it comes automatically the developer name, description. In case if you wanted to add, you can add the information there. That's it. I do not need any other information. Click on next. It's for both desktop and phone. And navigation style is standard navigation. Setup, full setup. Okay, click on next. Nothing, I do not need any information here. Now here, I wanted to add an object. What is the object that we created? Room information. So this is the object I wanted to place it. Click on next. Profile. Select the profile. Overseas system admin. You can select multiple. And I have selected the standard user, standard platform user, and I think that should be enough for me because I'm into the developer edition. Okay, so let's push it here. Save and finish. Perfect. So let's go to let's click on this app launcher, view all. Here is the hospital app. Right, I can see the hospital app. Inside the hospital app, I have only the one object because right now I included only one object. So click on new. Room information name automatically captured because we have given the auto number. Visitor's name, if I say VI, save, it is going to show me a message saying that visitor name cannot be less than 3. Perfect. So let's give it as a save. Perfect. So everything is working fine. Auto number, it is started from 100. That's what we have gave during the object creation, right? So this is working fine. Now the next step is we have created this as well, right? Hospital app also created. Now next step is package. How to create a package in the Salesforce. Go to setup and platform tools, app, packaging. So we have here install packages, package manager, package usage. So for example, if you wanted to know what all the packages are installed in your org, so click on this or select this install packages. It will give you all the packages that are installed, right? And right now, what are we doing? We are creating the package. So package manager, okay. So let's go ahead and click on this. This is a namespace setting. Namespace setting. So usually what we do is whenever we create in the real time, whenever we create a package, we have to create a namespace. Because when we pushed into the target org, everything it will come with namespace dot object name. If I give a namespace as IFF, okay, some interface. So IF dot room information, IF dot hospital application. So it is, we have to create a namespace in the real time, but right now I'm not creating it. But in real time, when you're working in a sandbox or any other, or create a namespace so that it will be Whenever you push to the target arc, it has to be in the if dot all the object and what are the components are there. See here, namespace setting let you create and register a namespace for first generation or second generation managed package or unlocked package. After you create a namespace, you can associate a first generation managed package with your registered namespace. Fine. So right now I'm going to go ahead and create a package. Click on package, new. So right now it is asking me what is the package name. Okay, so I'll give hospitals. Language English. Notify Apex user. If during the installation, if something is failed, so we wanted to notify somebody. So here I'll select my name. So T1 is whoever is logged in here. Okay, so in case during the installation, if there are any errors or not, anything is which is happening here, I'll get an alert. Okay. Configuration custom link is not required. Now I'm going to create an unmanaged package. So for the managed package, you have to check this. But here I'm into the developer edition, so I'll not have this option. But if you are in the sandbox or the real-time org, like registered org, so when you have a registered Salesforce org, then you will see that option is enabled, managed, unmanaged. So for now, I'm creating the unmanaged package. So done. Okay, so as soon as I create it, it came here, type is unmanaged. This is the package name. Whom should I notify? T1. That's all. So here is the component and versions. I have a versions and components. So for the components, let's click on add. What is the component that we are going to create it? You can select multiple here. So there are multiple options are there. In case if you have a different workflows, rules, anything is there, you can do that. For now, I'm going to include only the application that we have created. So add package. Okay. So when I added the package inside this application, I have a room information object also. So it took me automatically. So it's kind of a dependent components also, it will take automatically. So room information users, this is what I have selected. So and name 3 character, this is room information. So tab and validation rules. Validation rule also it came. So everything, whatever the dependent is there, it will take. Now cross verify all the components. Just click on versions, it will showing no version uploaded. Okay, perfect. Now this is fine. That's what we need here. Click on upload. So when we click on a upload, it is going to ask a couple of information. What is your version name? So far there is no version is created. So we will create it as it's up to you what your name you have to give. So you can give V1 or Spring 2021, Spring 2022. And release notes. If you wanted to give any release notes, you can select URL and give that URL. Post installation instruction, in case if you have any steps after once the package is installed, kind of a permission set, or is there any other setting is there, then you can give the documents by clicking on this URL. And next one is password. Password protect is, it is saying optional, but it is good to give the password. It is good to give the password because whoever is installing it, they have to know the password. So you know who is going to install. For example, you are on vacation and you give the responsibility to somebody else. When you give the responsibility to somebody else, only that person know the password. That means he is the responsible, whatever, whoever is installing the package. If something goes wrong or anything happens during the other off time, so that person is the responsible because he or she is the only one. They know the password details. So always good to give the password. It says here option, but practice it giving it to the password. So let's give T 1, 2, 3, 4. Now these all are like a package requirement. Like if you wanted to include anything required information, these are like a flows, B2B commerce. Ideally, this is not required. And object requirements. In case if you have any option, you can click here. No, that is done. But that's all I need the information. Let's click on it, upload. So as soon as I click on upload, it will take some time to create the installation URL. Perfect. Upload complete. Your package is now available for install using the installation URL. So copy this URL. Okay. So check here. You have the login is like installation URL is. It has the your all URL login.salesforce.com /packaging/install package.apex-p. So this is what very important because you might be installing this package in the test, right? So right now I have a developer edition, so that's the reason it is giving me login dot. But in case if you are in the sandbox, it will give your sandbox URL here. But in case if you wanted to give anybody the URL, it's fine if you can give from here packaging/install packages, should be fine. And later, in case if you forgot the password, if you wanted to change, you can change the password. And it's a app is there, and the lightning page came, custom field came, visitor's name, page layout, validation rule, list view, tab, custom object, right? So these are the information. Now what I'll do is I have another developer edition. So let me copy this. I'll install it here, 60 dev. Let's switch to the classic. Okay, perfect. So let's put it here. So this is your org. This is your org. After the org /packaging/ what are the install packages there? Hit enter. So it taking to the install packages. Cannot be installed package not found. Why? Develop123@gmail.com. Okay, so sometimes it takes time. So it says that if you have created right now, it might take few minutes. So let's wait for a few minutes. Okay. Let me try in incognito. Let's see. Deploy 123@gmail.com. Remind me later. Okay. So as soon as we give the information, like this is the URL that I have entered, and then the password is T1234. There are three options here for installation. If you want only admin to, only it should be installed only for admin, you can select this. If you want all the users to be installed for this, then you can select this. Or in case if you want a specific profile, only system admin, and like if you have a community portal or some other portals if you have, or if you have any other profiles, if you wanted to go with that, then select this. Right now I'm giving it for all the users. App name hospital, publisher Samskar ID, version V1, version number 1.0. View components, what are the components that we are going to get it? So when we click on this, we get the component list here. There is some issue is happening. Refuse to connect. It is not able to connect it here, maybe because of it is incognito. But when you click on this, you will see all the components that are going to install. As soon as I click on this install, so let's go ahead and install it. Installing and granting access to all the users. Okay, it takes some time. Okay, in the meantime, okay, it is done. Now installation is completed. Click on done. Now here it is. Okay, so hospital, it is installed. Okay, when it is installed, 718 apps are one app, one tab, one object, right? And the version is 1.0. Who is the publisher? Publisher is the Samskar ID. Perfect. So now I'll go to the, let's switch to the lightning. Now view all hospital application. See here, hospital application, room information. You will get only the object. You will not get records. Okay, we are not doing the data. We are just moving the object details. Just a second. sorry. So visitor's name. So if I select NA, let's click on save. So it says that validation rule is perfectly working fine, right? Now in case if I say visitor's name, Sagar, and let's click on save. Perfect, it is working fine. Room information name, it took 5 zeros. Let's go ahead and see setup. Object manager. Room information. Field. Details. Edit. It takes the only display format. If you look at the other one, details, edit. So we gave 0001, right? Create custom object. What is the different here? Auto number, display format 000, string number. Okay, so we'll not have a string number. So whatever the display format is there, it will take that. Okay, got it. So string format, a string number can be created during the creation of the object. Once it is created, in case if we are moving that object to the targeted system, then it will consider only 00. It will not consider the string number, whatever we gave the string number. Any questions on the package so far, whatever we have discussed? Okay, so another interview question can come up. What is the difference between managed package and unmanaged package? When do you go for managed package or unmanaged package? What are the components can include in managed package? Next one is, how do we know what are the packages that are installed in org and by whom? Okay, so next we will move on to the ChangeSet. Okay, ChangeSet, I am into the developer edition, right? So in the developer edition, we will not see the change set, only in the sandbox. In the sandbox or in the production, you will be able to see the change set. Currently, we do not have the sandbox access. So that's the reason we cannot see the change set here. But however, only the way is I can show you the process with the diagram, right? And where we can see the change set, that outbound change set or inbound change set. Change set is also two types of change set, outbound change set and inbound change set. Those options will be here inside the deploy. After the deployment status, you will see something called outbound change set and inbound change set. So the options will be like setup, deploy. Then you will see here inside the deploy or search with the outbound. Then you will see there is an option called outbound change set. Okay, outbound change set is nothing but it's a source or from the source or you are going to push the changes. So from the source or we always create a outbound change set. And click on the new here. Once you click on the new, you will see the list. It will ask you to add the list of component. So as soon as you create a change set, okay, it will ask you what are the components that you wanted to add. So you can add any component list here. This is a similar to whatever we have seen. Like I mean to say in the package manager, like look, click on package manager. So instead of package manager, you will click on a outbound change set. Okay. As soon as you click on outbound change set, you will click on new button. So you have to give some outbound message here, like outbound name, outbound change set name you have to give. As soon as it is created, it will ask you to enter the component list. So you have to click on add. So as soon as you click on add, it will ask you which component type you are looking for. If you are looking for email alert, go with the workflow email alert. If you are looking for the flows, then go with the lightning flow builder or flow builder. Flow definition. Okay, so if you are looking with the templates, then email template. So whatever the things are there, you can click that particular component type. Let's say here flow builder or flow definition. I do not have anything in this org. How about email template? Okay, this is 7. So let's go with the Apex classes. Now I can click on anything. So select that and add to the package. Same thing you will do it in the outbound change set. And once you click on that, you will see all the changes that are added here. All the components are added here. Okay, in case if you have added by mistakenly some component, you can click on this remove button and you can remove it. Once everything is done, click on upload. Click on upload. So it will take some time once you click on upload. Then once it is uploaded, your status will change to deployed. Sorry, not this one. It is the deployed one. Okay, once it is upload, like upload is done, then it will say that your change set is ready. When the change set is ready, like it will ask you where you wanted to push. So once you click on the upload, it will give you the couple of options. Do you want to push it to the production, different sandbox or multiple sandbox? It will ask the radio button. So based on the selection, like for example, I'm moving to the production. So you have to check the button production, radio button you have to enable for the production. Once you are clicked on that, upload is done, and it says that here the status is open, right? So once the upload is done, then it will say status is closed. So once the status is closed, you cannot modify the change set. Okay, so once it is ready, go to the target org. In the target org, you can see there is a inbound change set. There is an inbound change set. You will see below the outbound change set. So once you click on the inbound change set, the first thing is that always you have to validate. Validate is very important before the deployment. So during the validation, if you have any test classes issue or any other issues are there, it will prompt you saying that this package has or this change set has some issue. So once the validation is successful, you can click on the deploy. So deploy means done, that's it. So before the deploy, here the status is waiting for deployment. Okay, once the deployment is done, then it will say that status is deployed and what are the components, 6 components, and we can view the result. So these are the couple of options, like steps that we have to do it with the change set. So right now I do not have that option here, so I cannot show that. Any questions with the change set? So from the change set, the question can come up, why do we have to validate change set before the deployment? What is the outbound change set? What is the inbound change set? What is the difference? Between inbound change set and outbound change set? How to add LWC components in change set. Okay. So these are the questions can come up. So again, I'm repeating for the change set step by step. So there are 2 types of change set is there. First one is outbound change set. And next one is inbound change set. Okay. Outbound change set, we have to click on the source org. And inbound change set is we have to click on target org. Outbound change set steps are click on new button. Then provide the outbound change set name. And every outbound change set name should be unique. Okay. And step 0 to add the list of components to the ChangeSet. What are the components? Any component, email template or a bundle or email alert, anything, field, anything. And step 03, once you add it, click on upload button. So once we click on a upload button, few options or few radio buttons. Those are for selecting, select the target org. So few radio buttons means, for example, you have a 3 developers org and 1 production org. So what will happen when you click on a upload button? It will give you the 4 radio options, 4 radio button, saying that first one is a dev 1 or second one is a dev 2 or third one is a dev 3 or fourth one is a production. Where do you want it to upload the changes? So you have to select that org. So select the target org. Once everything is done, then the status will be changed to closed. That means you cannot modify it. Once it is closed, you cannot modify or you cannot add, delete, edit, nothing should be done there. It is locked. Then coming to the inbound ChangeSet. And once the upload is done, you will get an email. You will get an email. Whoever is doing that deployment setup, they will get an email. Saying that successfully created the ChangeSet. And coming to inbound ChangeSet, step 01. Click on the ChangeSet. Here you will give the ChangeSet name, right? So that ChangeSet, you have to click on the ChangeSet name. Step 02, click on validate button. So it will validate and it will say whether it is successfully validated or failed. It will give either one option, successful or failed. And step 03, in case if it is successful, then it will give the option like a quick deploy. An option will come. In case if you do not see the quick deploy, click on the deploy button. So once the deployment is done, then the status will change to done. In case if there is any failure during the validate, okay, if you wanted to change this outbound ChangeSet, for example, you created the outbound ChangeSet name as CN1, okay, So this is filled during the validation, right? So it said that there is a one field, it is missed. It's like a scenario that we have created a 10 fields, okay? And based on these 10 fields, we have written a business logic in the Apex class. So we have included the Apex class and 9 fields. We forgot to add the 10th field. In that case, validation, it shows the validation error saying that there is a one field which we could not find it in the org. So if there are any error during the validation or during the deployment test classes, any coverage issue, anything happens, right? You have to take a clone of this. That means you have to create a new ChangeSet, which is a clone of the old one. Because you cannot edit this. You cannot edit this, you cannot modify, you cannot delete, you can do it, but you cannot edit, you cannot add any components. So in case if you wanted to modify anything to the existing ChangeSet, you have to create a new ChangeSet, which is a clone of the old one, and then add it. Add or delete, edit, whatever you wanted to do, you can do it. Any questions so far? Whatever we discussed, ChangeSet and the packages.
In the outbound ChangeSet, is there any need to add the test classes also, or we have to compulsory add?
Test classes we need to add. In case if you are adding the Apex classes, test classes is required because the coverage, Salesforce has a learner limit, like we were covering it one day. So every class, whether it is a method, individual method has to be have a one test scenario, positive test scenario and negative test scenario. That means every class, if we are planning to push to the production or any other sandbox, that has to be have another test class. And that test class is also coverage has to be more than 75%. And also I covered that in case if you have a 3 methods, write a different test methods in the test class, which will cover each test method is going to take care of one method in the Apex class. That is the right way to do it. So definitely we have to add a test class. Whenever you are including the Apex class, we have to add a test class. Because when you click on a validate or when you click on a deploy, it is going to ask the option there. Do you want to run default test classes, or do you want to run local test classes, or do you want to run all the test classes, or do you want to run the specific test classes? Well, definitely we need to have a test class. In case if there is no coverage for that particular Apex class, then it is going to fail during the inbound ChangeSet validation.
Will it check the single Apex class 75% code coverage for all the Apex test classes 75% code coverage?
That is the assignment that I gave. So you have to tell me that.
Okay.
Is it? So there is a one assignment which I gave. There are 4 test classes. Okay. One is 75%. Second is having the 80%. 3 has a 100%, and 4th one is 50%. So out of these 4 classes, 4th one does not have a 75%, right? Not even touching the 75%. That is a very low. So how system or how it is going to calculate whether is it going to move all these Apex classes? Does it take this?
I have doubt.
Okay, try.
And what about for ARA components and LWC component? Except the controller, maybe we will write the HTML and JavaScript for LWC. For ARA
in
component,
ChangeSet you can do that. In the ChangeSet you can do. Have you attended my LWC session?
No.
Okay. So here we have a lightning component. Okay, so when you click on lightning component, right, you will see LWC components also along with the lightning aura components.
Yes.
Okay, so when you are doing the package, let me add. So let's say that lightning web component bundle. So you can include all the web component bundle. And if you want aura, so select the aura component bundle. So it will select all the aura component bundle. So everything you can add it. Tabs, static resource, everything.
So for R and LWC, no need of testing and everything.
No. Aura, why do we need? See, as per the Salesforce, so far we have a test coverage that we need it only for the Apex classes. Whenever we are pushing the component, it is required only for the Apex classes.
Okay. Is there any way to push the components through Apex also, or only through ChangeSet only?
Sorry?
Is there any another way to push the components to from source org to production apart from this ChangeSet?
Did you, is this your first class for me?
Yes, one class I have attended, and again.
Okay. So this is the third deployment class. Okay. We did it using the Visual Studio, and we did it using the Workbench, and we did it using the AND. So these are the different things which we have discussed, and today is the last one, and we can use it with the Git also.
Okay. My doubt is through Apex, is there any possibility? Cool. By writing the code.
Can you clarify that question again?
Like from VS Code we can do, and Workbench, and or any other DevOps tool, or this ChangeSet, or by writing the Apex code also we can deploy, or we can't deploy the component.
By writing the code, can we deploy the ChangeSet? That's what you are asking, right?
Yes. From sandbox to production.
It's a great question, but I have not tried it.
Actually, yesterday I had one question like what is a metadata IP and all these things. So there I got some doubts. So is this possible or not? I don't know. I just know the definition of that metadata API.
Using the Apex code, I never tried it, so I have to do R&D on that.
Okay.
Sagar, any questions? You are asking something?
No question.
Okay. Any other questions on the ChangeSet and packages? And Murali, go through my previous videos. Those are there in the YouTube. So you will get the clarity of the other deployment also.
Definitely. Thank you.
Okay then. Thank you all. See you tomorrow. This is the last session, I guess. Yeah. Sorry. Sorry, who is speaking? Sagar, any questions?
No question. I just would like to thank you.
Okay, so today is the last class for the development. We can also do with the GitLab. Okay, so I'll be covering that next time. I think today for the development Apex Visual Force. This is the last class, and I'm going to start the session again from 1st April, which is going to start the advanced admin lightning flows and Apex integration LWC lightning aura. So this is the sequence that we are going to go from the first of next month first. That is August 1st, Monday onwards. So the timing will be morning 6 to 7, 7 to 8, and in the afternoon 3 to 4.
In integration, any topics related to this metadata and tooling API or bulk API, anything, or only REST API?
We'll cover everything. Everything is bulk API, so REST. We'll see what are the possibilities are there.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, then. Yeah. Thank you so much. It was nice having you all in the call and spending 1 hour of valuable time. Thank you so much. Okay, if you need more help or if you're looking for any other training, contact the number which I'm going to ping in the chat. Nine 662460161. Okay. Okay. Okay then. Yeah. Thank you. Bye bye.